Hello my friends, sorry for the beginning of this video. I'm trying to improvise here. I was told to explain the gastric metaplasia. Well, to do so, I go directly here to the experts, and they mentioned as intestinal metaplasia, but then it also talks about the stomach, because basically what is happening is that the gastric metaplasia is when tissue in a stomach changes, the epithelium changes, and as it mentions here, it starts producing goblet cells which are prevalent inside of the intestines when they produce mucus. It's a mucosal tissue, no? And they should not be in the stomach. So if we see that the lining of the stomach starts to resemble intestinal mucosal tissue, well, then they call it the gastric metaplasia or intestinal metaplasia spreading into area of stomach and esophagus even. And what do we hear? What do we see here? What do they say? Although the exact underlying cause of intestinal metaplasia is unknown, there is strong theory that cause of that condition may be linked with what? Helicobacter pylori, morons. Okay, so symptoms of metaplasia. Again, this is the same thing, just repetition, because they are putting as a symptoms of them reflux, ulcer, gastritis. What did I say about all these problems? They are related to cellular dehydration. And what is causing this? Well, we know. Wrong diet, and we are not drinking, not receiving enough minerals, and not drinking enough water. But what they say causes, well, not exactly known. But Helicobacter, okay, we gotta attack Helicobacter because it is present there. Again, what did I say? Why is Helicobacter present in a stomach, which normally it is only in intestines? Because stomach is supposed to be acidic. But once when you eat the wrong diet, you are going to change the environment in your stomach, making it alkaline. And then what happens? Again, remember frequency. The genetics align to that vibration, and the tissue starts changing. It's under genetic control. Control your genes, not because your grandfather and Shuken father. It is because of the immediate vibration caused through the diet. Now, what is Helicobacter pylori? We know it's a bacteria that normally resides in intestines, and it doesn't cause problem in intestines. Why would it cause problem in the stomach? What are the risk factors? Who will get problem with this gastritic metaplasia? Having a first-degree relative with gastritic cancer. Why? Because they say after we see this metaplasia happening in a stomach, very likely cancer is going to develop. Okay? Lack of vitamin C in diet. Yeah. Smoking. Yeah, you're poisoning yourself. You are dehydrating yourself. Older age. Yeah. It's cumulative toxicity. So it is age-related. Older you are, the more likely it's going to be that you're going to be more fucked up and you are going to exhibit chronic problems. This is one of them. Okay, what else do these experts are telling us? I pity everybody who thinks that doctors can save them and go to see doctor for their problems. Okay, the progression of intestinal metaplasia to cancer may be more likely to occur when the following risk factors exist. Genetics, grandfather, sugar grandfather and his uncle, I mean. Yeah, of course. Alcohol consumption. Of course, you are poisoning yourself, you are dehydrating yourself. Long-term incident of acid reflux. Well, acid reflux doesn't cause it. The same problem of cellular dehydration, acidity, and inflammations are creating acid reflux as further development is then thickening of the tissue, changing a little bit of the tissue because it has to be producing mucus for cleansing, and more mucus, and deterioration, and possible developing on cancer, which is energetically linked. So if emotion is not involved, you are not going to have cancer. Secondhand smoke, what's the difference? First-hand or second-hand smoke? No difference whatsoever. Okay, so diagnosis, of course. Treatment. What is the treatment? Now, they tell you, well, according to a study in a world journal, cancer is the second most common cause of cancer-related death. Oh shit, you gotta be expert. Can you imagine that somebody can write such a stupid statement? And this is experts talking. Okay? Treatment. What treatment are you talking about? None. Yes, we do have later on. But before we go there, dietary changes. Okay, we gotta change the diet. Bland diet, not spicy diet. Low in fat and oils. Morons. High fiber, whole foods diet. Fresh food, vegetable. Sugary or fatty foods. A diet with plenty of fresh vegetables, nuts and fruit. Nuts, definitely. Nut will be great for this digestion. Idiots. A diet with whole grains. Moron. A low salt diet, very important. Idiots. Medications. Here we are. Okay, solution medication. Amoxicillin, metronidazole. They're all antibiotics to attack Helicobacter pylori. Has nothing to do with nothing. Pepto-Bismol. Attack the acid. Okay, so now you can see firsthand here experts' response. Okay, health A to Z. Well, very healthy. These guys know everything. But what is sad, that this is regurgitation of information that comes from medical books. It's the same crap. And now, why do we wonder why doctors cannot heal anybody? Well, because of this. Okay? It's a black and white. So, why do we have problem with Helicobacter? Well, there is no problem with Helicobacter. When you eat the wrong diet, you alkalize your stomach. You decrease the acid level. So now bacteria can survive. And they may live there, but they don't cause any problem. Same like they don't cause problem within the intestine. The problem is caused by the diet, by lack of minerals and lack of hydration, lack of water, no cleansing, toxicity increases. And mucosal tissue, including digestive tract, because that's a mucosal tissue, from your mouth to your anus, it has glomerules that cleanse blood. So if blood is toxic, the second stage of detox goes through glomerules. And what happens? Toxic acids start secreting from the blood into the stomach, into the intestines, which makes us nauseous, dizzy. They make us feel to vomit. They create inflammation of stomach, inflammation of intestines. Inflamed colon cannot reabsorb water, and there comes diarrhea. And you shoot these things out. But if you are keeping yourself in this toxic stage, then, especially with lack of water, so kidney cannot serve, you have given the complete burden of detox to your mucosal tissue. You are going to see problems with mucosal tissue, same as if toxicity increases and now skin becomes the organ of preference because it will lose less water, and now you detoxify to the skin, and what happens? What happens with mucosal tissue is now going to be happening in the skin. You get rashes, you get inflammations, you get scar tissue going, you get extra layers of epithel growing there, of the skin. Thickening. Same what is happening with mucosal tissue, now you transfer to your skin. It's all about toxicity. Has nothing to do with bacteria or fungus or the elusive non-existent virus. Absolutely nothing. When will doctors wake up? I wonder. Okay, my friends, so if you have problem with gastric, well, any kind of gastric problem, okay, so not just metaplasia, any kind of gastric problem. And now we are talking about gastric problems, but what happens, let's say, in uterus? Same acidity. Uterus is also mucosal tissue. So when elimination, when cleansing happens of toxic blood, this toxic mucus that is being formed, okay, it starts involves burning, and then also it creates proliferation of the tissue. It thickens up. You start having prolapses. It's the same thing, only we have now new disease because a different part of the body is showing these symptoms. We have created a million diseases based on the same exact factor, same exact process, only because it's in a slightly different part of the body, all of a sudden it's completely different disease. Do doctors know how to treat any of them? No, of course. If you know how to treat one, you can treat all. Because doctors are incapable of healing. So, of course, they are doing exactly the opposite. They continue poisoning the body, increasing toxic load on the body, which changes the symptoms. So they say, oh, now you don't have this, now you have this. We have cured you from that one. Now you have this one. No, you have progressed from less toxic to more toxic. And you have additional, not different, additional set of symptoms. But, so, please wake up. You can go to doctor for diagnosis. They have sophisticated equipment to diagnose you, but same can do basically any one who knows how to dowse. They can get the same information, like through most sophisticated equipment. And after diagnosis, do exactly opposite what you are being told. So if you are being told, don't eat meat, stick to vegetables, your veggies and fruits, well, do the opposite. Take a meat, ditch the vegetables, ditch the fruits. When they tell you no salt, very, very light or no salt, load up on salt. Just gobble the salt in. When they tell you keep away from the sun, protect yourself with the creams, sunblocks, do exactly the opposite. Expose yourself to the sun. And you will see that you have much, much better chances of stopping progression of your problem, and even you are going to start healing. Because doctors are trained to do the wrong thing, because the knowledge is being ciphered through Kabbalah. So your Rockefeller, dear friend, is in charge of what the doctor know about human body and about medicating, poisoning. That's all. Well, thank you for listening. Talk to you next time. God bless us all.